Ladies and gentlemen, for generations, we were told that aging is a one-way street, a steady decline, a slow unraveling of our body's best days. But modern science is rewriting that narrative. Aging is not simply a countdown. It's a dynamic process influenced by the choices we make every day. And one of the most powerful levers you have at your fingertips, quite literally, is food. Today, I want to share a new way of thinking about eating, not as a series of restrictions, not as a diet, but as a way to activate your body's own built-in defenses. Defenses that can slow, and in some cases even reverse, aspects of aging. The truth is this: you have youth-preserving biology inside you, and food is one of the most effective tools for turning it on. When we talk about the idea that food can activate the body's built-in regenerative systems, we're really talking about a profound shift in how we understand human health. For decades, nutrition was framed mainly around calories, vitamins, and minerals, the basics needed to survive. But survival and vitality are not the same thing. What modern research reveals is that food is not just fuel, it is a powerful form of biological information. Each bite contains molecules that can influence our cells, signal our genes, awaken dormant repair mechanisms, and even shape long-term resilience. In other words, food is one of the most accessible ways to tap into the body's own ability to stay youthful. Inside every person are 5 core defense systems that help maintain health: angiogenesis, regeneration, the microbiome, DNA protection, and the immune system. These systems are always working in the background, protecting tissues, repairing damage, fighting off threats, and cleaning up the daily wear and tear created by living. When these systems function well, we feel younger, energetic, clear-minded, strong, balanced. When they falter, aging accelerates. The exciting truth is that what we eat directly influences how well the systems perform. Specific natural compounds in foods can boost these defenses in measurable, meaningful ways. To understand how food activates regeneration, consider how the body repairs itself. Every day, cells are injured by stress, toxins, and metabolism. Small damages accumulate. But your body is not helpless. It contains stem cells capable of replacing old or injured cells with new ones. In youth, these stem cells are highly active, repairing everything from your skin to your muscles to your organs. As we age, stem cell activity naturally slows down. However, certain foods contain bioactives that can stimulate these cells back into action. By triggering pathways linked to renewal, food can amplify the body's ability to mend itself. Another regenerative pathway is angiogenesis, the growth and maintenance of blood vessels. Blood flow is life flow. Without it, tissues starve and deteriorate. The body is constantly pruning old vessels and growing new ones. Some foods contain molecules that help maintain this balance, ensuring every organ receives the nutrients and oxygen it needs to stay youthful. When circulation performs well, the skin glows, the brain stays sharp, the muscles recover faster, and even metabolism improves. The foods that support healthy angiogenesis essentially help keep your internal infrastructure strong. Regeneration also happens through the microbiome. Although it may not seem obvious, the trillions of microorganisms in your gut are deeply connected to how fast or slow you age. These microbes produce metabolites that influence inflammation, repair tissues, and even communicate with your immune and endocrine systems. When you nourish your microbiome with the right foods, fiber-rich whole plants, nuts, seeds, fermented foods, you empower these microbes to generate compounds like short-chain fatty acids. These, in turn, help your body restore balance, reduce stress on cells, and maintain youthful function throughout the body. DNA protection is another crucial part of the body's regenerative capacity. Your DNA is constantly threatened by environmental stressors and normal metabolic processes. Damage to DNA accelerates aging. Thankfully, your body has natural enzymes designed to repair DNA breaks and mutations. The fascinating part is that certain foods can support and enhance these repair pathways. Foods rich in antioxidants and polyphenols help neutralize the oxidative stress that harms DNA. This means that food not only prevents damage but also helps your cells bounce back from it more effectively. Finally, food shapes the immune system, which is deeply intertwined with regeneration. Chronic low-level inflammation, often called inflammaging, accelerates aging by damaging tissues, exhausting repair mechanisms, and disrupting the balance of bodily systems. Anti-inflammatory foods can calm this internal fire and support the immune system in maintaining equilibrium. When inflammation is under control, the regenerative systems can operate freely, unhindered by constant damage signals. What makes this concept so empowering is its simplicity. You don't need a lab, a clinic, or a prescription to activate your body's natural youth-preserving pathways. You need ingredients, real foods, many of them common, many of them delicious. The molecules within these foods interact with your biology the moment they are absorbed. They circulate, bind to receptors, influence genes, spark cellular responses, and ultimately help your body do what it was designed to do, protect and renew itself. When you understand that food can turn on your own inner defenses, aging stops, feeling like an unstoppable decline, and becomes something you can influence. Each meal becomes an opportunity to activate regeneration, repair damage, and build a stronger foundation for the years ahead. Food is not just nourishment. It is a daily chance to stay younger from the inside out. Healthy blood vessels are one of the most important and underestimated markers of youth. When people think about looking or feeling younger, they often focus on skincare, exercise, or supplements. But beneath all of that lies a truth that science makes unmistakably clear. Your circulation determines how well every part of your body functions, from your brain to your skin to your internal organs. Your blood vessels are the highways of life, carrying oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and immune cells to every corner of your body. When these vessels remain flexible, responsive, and abundant, your entire system performs with youthful precision. When they stiffen, narrow, or become dysfunctional, the signs of aging accelerate. Inside the body is an extraordinary network of 60,000 miles of blood vessels, enough to circle the earth more than twice. This network doesn't remain static. It grows, shrinks, repairs, and remodels itself every day, guided by a process known as angiogenesis. Angiogenesis is the body's ability to maintain the perfect balance of blood vessels. Not too many, not too few, but exactly the right amount for each tissue. Too few vessels can leave your organs starving for oxygen. Too many can contribute to disease. When this system operates smoothly, your tissues stay well-nourished, resilient, and youthful. What's fascinating is that food contains natural molecules that help maintain this delicate balance. Many plant-based foods have bioactive compounds that support healthy blood vessel function. They help ensure that your circulation stays robust and dynamic rather than sluggish or compromised. When your blood vessels are healthy, the effects ripple through your whole body. Your skin gets better hydration and nutrients, giving it a more youthful glow. Your brain receives steady blood flow, improving memory, focus, and emotional balance. Your muscles recover more quickly, and your metabolism becomes more efficient because your tissues receive the fuel they need to operate smoothly. One of the primary ways food supports youthful blood vessels is through its influence on the inner lining of those vessels, called the endothelium. The endothelium is a paper-thin layer of cells that has an outsized impact on health. It controls the dilation and contraction of blood vessels, directs immune cells, and regulates inflammation. When the endothelium is healthy, it releases nitric oxide, a molecule that keeps vessels relaxed and elastic. When it's damaged, vessels stiffen, inflammation increases, and the aging process speeds up. Certain foods can enhance the endothelium's ability to produce nitric oxide, helping keep vessels supple. Foods like leafy greens, beets, citrus, tea, and berries contain compounds that naturally support endothelial function, allowing for smoother and more youthful circulation. Another key mechanism is the antioxidant power within foods. Oxidative stress is one of the biggest threats to blood vessel integrity. It damages vessel walls, contributes to plaque buildup, and triggers inflammation, all major drivers of premature aging. Fortunately, many foods are rich in antioxidants that neutralize this oxidative stress. These antioxidants don't simply stop damage, they can also help reverse early-stage vessel dysfunction. When oxidative stress is reduced, the vessel walls stay clearer, smoother, and more responsive. Some foods also promote the growth of new blood vessels where they are needed, a process that helps with tissue repair and recovery. For example, foods rich in lycopene or certain polyphenols encourage the body to grow microvessels that support healing. This is part of why certain foods can enhance exercise recovery, help wounds heal faster, or improve organ performance. When blood vessels regenerate effectively, your tissues are better able to maintain youth-like resilience. Food also impacts the inflammatory environment around your blood vessels. Chronic inflammation damages vessel walls and accelerates vascular aging. Anti-inflammatory foods such as fatty fish, olive oil, garlic, and certain spices can calm this internal inflammation. When inflammation is reduced, blood vessels maintain their structural integrity and remain capable of delivering nutrients efficiently. There's also a metabolic connection. Foods that regulate blood sugar support healthy cholesterol levels, and reduce insulin spikes indirectly support vascular youthfulness. When blood sugar is chronically high or cholesterol becomes unbalanced, the blood vessels suffer. But foods high in fiber, healthy fats, and plant compounds can help maintain metabolic stability. This stability protects the vessels and preserves their ability to nourish the body. The beauty of all this is that supporting your blood vessels doesn't require perfection or extreme dietary changes. It simply involves adding more foods that promote healthy angiogenesis, reduce oxidative stress, calm inflammation, and nourish the endothelium. Every time you consume foods that support vascular health, you reinforce a biological foundation that keeps you feeling young from the inside out. Youthful blood vessels don't just carry blood, they carry vitality. When your circulation flows freely and efficiently, your entire body becomes more resistant to aging. You think more clearly, move more easily, recover more quickly, and look more vibrant. Healthy blood vessels are not just a marker of youth, they are a maker of youth. And through the simple daily act of choosing the right foods, you can help them remain youthful for years to come. Your body contains a remarkable resource that keeps you youthful from the inside out. Stem cells. These are the body's repair and regeneration units, working quietly and continuously to replace damaged, worn out, or aging cells. Every organ, your skin, your muscles, your gut, your brain, even your heart, relies on stem cells to maintain its integrity. In youth, stem cells function with incredible efficiency. They multiply readily, respond quickly to damage, and restore tissues with precision. As we age, however, stem cell activity naturally slows. Fewer cells get repaired. Recovery takes longer, and the signs we associate with aging, from wrinkles to slower healing to reduced energy, begin to appear. The encouraging truth is that what you eat can influence how well these stem cells work, helping them stay active, responsive, and abundant. Stem cells do not operate in isolation. They depend on a supportive environment known as the stem cell niche, which provides chemical signals that dictate when to wake up, when to divide, and when to repair tissues. Food plays a direct role in shaping this environment. Certain foods contain natural compounds that can help create the optimal conditions for stem cells to thrive. These compounds act as messengers, activating cellular pathways that stimulate stem cell renewal. This means that with the right foods, you can encourage your body, repair machinery to operate more like it did when you were younger. One of the primary ways food influences stem cells is through compounds that reduce inflammation. Chronic inflammation sends the wrong signals to stem cells, either overstimulating them or suppressing their activity. When stem cells are exposed to too much inflammatory stress, they become less efficient at repairing tissues, and their self-renewal capacity diminishes. Anti-inflammatory foods, such as those rich in omega-3 fatty acids, polyphenols, and flavonoids, help restore balance. When the inflammatory load is reduced, stem cells can operate under calmer, more stable conditions, allowing them to repair tissues more effectively. Another mechanism is through antioxidants. Stem cells are exceptionally sensitive to oxidative stress, which is caused by unstable molecules that damage DNA and disrupt normal cell function. Over time, oxidative stress can deplete stem cell reserves and impair their ability to rejuvenate tissues. Foods rich in antioxidants, berries, leafy greens, nuts, spices, and many colorful fruits help neutralize oxidative stress. By reducing this burden, these foods protect stem cells and allow them to maintain their vitality. It's not just about preventing damage, it's about enabling stem cells to operate at a level that supports youthful renewal. Certain foods also contain compounds that directly stimulate stem cell proliferation. This means they encourage stem cells to divide and create fresh cells to replace older damaged ones. Foods such as kiwi, black beans, cocoa, tomatoes, and specific mushrooms contain bioactives that engage cellular pathways linked to regeneration. These pathways help trigger the release of growth factors that signal stem cells to awaken and participate in tissue repair. When these foods are consumed regularly, the body's natural rate of regeneration becomes more robust. Additionally, some foods support stem cells by improving the metabolic environment within the body. Stem cells rely on stable blood sugar, healthy circulation, and balanced hormones to function optimally. When metabolism becomes unstable due to high sugar intake, poor diet quality, or excess processed foods, stem cells struggle to operate efficiently. But when you consume foods that stabilize blood sugar, enhance insulin sensitivity, and support healthy blood flow, you create an environment that allows stem cells to perform at their best. This metabolic support is an often overlooked but powerful way to enhance regeneration. The gut microbiome plays a role here as well. Healthy gut bacteria produce metabolites that travel through the bloodstream and influence stem cell behavior. Some of these metabolites can encourage tissue repair and reduce stress on stem cells. When you eat foods that nourish beneficial gut bacteria, fibers, prebiotic, fermented foods, you indirectly support stem cell health. This is yet another way food orchestrates a symphony of signals that help maintain youthfulness. Perhaps the most empowering aspect of all this is how accessible it is. You don't need specialized treatments to support your stem cells. You simply need to incorporate more foods that promote renewal and reduce those that disrupt it. Over time, these small choices accumulate in ways you can feel faster recovery after exercise, healthier skin, fewer aches, better energy, and a greater sense of vitality. The body's ability to regenerate is one of its greatest gifts. Stem cells allow you to heal, adapt, and remain resilient. And through the foods you choose, you can help these remarkable cells continue doing their job with youthful vigor. Every meal becomes an opportunity to feed not just your body, but your ability to repair and renew at the deepest level. Every moment of your life, your DNA is under attack. Sunlight, pollution, stress, inflammation, and even normal metabolic processes create small injuries in your genetic material. These tiny fractures accumulate over time and are one of the core drivers of aging. When DNA is damaged and not properly repaired, cells lose their ability to function optimally. They become sluggish, confused, or dysfunctional, and they may even stop dividing altogether. This contributes to weakened organs, slower metabolism, reduced vitality, and the visible signs of aging. Yet the body is not powerless. Built into every cell are repair enzymes and protective mechanisms designed to constantly scan, fix, and stabilize DNA. These internal guardians work every second to keep your cells functioning at their best. And one of the most powerful tools to support their work is food. The idea that food can influence DNA stability may sound surprising, but it is now well understood that certain natural compounds in foods enhance the body's DNA repair systems. These compounds don't change your genetic code. Rather, they fortify the mechanisms that protect it. They help reduce the impact of oxidative stress, support the activity of repair enzymes, and protect chromosomes from shortening too quickly. When these protective mechanisms are strong, your cells behave more like younger versions of themselves, dividing efficiently, functioning smoothly, and resisting the wear of time. A major threat to DNA is oxidative stress, a process driven by unstable molecules known as free radicals. Free radicals collide with DNA and cause breaks or distortions that can accumulate if not repaired. Foods rich in antioxidants are one of the most effective ways to counteract this. Antioxidants neutralize free radicals, preventing them from damaging DNA in the first place. But antioxidants do more than just block damage. Many of them also activate internal repair pathways. Foods like berries, citrus, pomegranates, cruciferous vegetables, herbs, nuts, and green tea contain a wide variety of antioxidants that support the body's natural ability to mend DNA injuries. The more diverse the range of plant foods you eat, the broader the spectrum of protective compounds you introduce into your system. Another powerful influence comes from polyphenols, a group of bioactive compounds found in plants. Polyphenols help stabilize DNA by reducing inflammation and enhancing the activity of enzymes that repair strand breaks. When inflammation is high, DNA damage rates rise. When inflammation is controlled, fewer injuries occur, and repair mechanisms operate more efficiently. Polyphenols support this balance. Foods like cocoa, olives, grapes, apples, onions, and many spices deliver polyphenols that interact directly with cell signaling pathways related to longevity and DNA maintenance. Food also affects the telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of chromosomes. Telomeres shorten each time a cell divides, and when they become too short, the cell can no longer function properly. This is one of the hallmark mechanisms of aging. Certain foods contain nutrients and compounds that help slow the rate of telomere shortening. Diets rich in whole plants, healthy fats, and antioxidants are associated with stronger telomere protection. Nutrients such as vitamin C, vitamin E, omega-3 fatty acids, and specific phytonutrients help preserve telomere length by reducing oxidative and inflammatory stress. Over time, these small benefits accumulate, helping cells maintain their youthful capacity for division and renewal. Some foods activate specialized cellular pathways involved in detoxification and DNA repair, especially pathways like NRF2, a master regulator of antioxidant and defense mechanisms. When activated, NRF2 increases the production of internal antioxidant enzymes and enhances the cell's ability to withstand stress. Foods such as broccoli sprouts, kale, turmeric, garlic, green tea, and certain seeds are particularly effective at engaging these pathways. Rather than merely supplying antioxidants, these foods help your body produce its own internal defense compounds, which are often far more powerful. Even the gut microbiome plays a role in DNA protection, and food sits at the center of that relationship. Beneficial gut bacteria produce metabolites that help reduce systemic inflammation, support detoxification, and protect DNA from indirect damage. When you feed your microbiome a diet rich in fiber, polyphenols, and prebiotics, you amplify its ability to create compounds that support cellular health and genetic stability. The beauty of this system is that DNA protection is a daily, ongoing process. Your body is constantly repairing, adjusting, and renewing itself. Every meal becomes an opportunity to support or hinder those mechanisms. While aging cannot be stopped entirely, you can profoundly influence the pace at which it unfolds. By choosing foods that support DNA repair, reduce oxidative stress, preserve telomeres, and strengthen cellular defenses, you help maintain the integrity of your genetic material. When your DNA remains protected, your cells stay strong. And when your cells stay strong, you stay strong. Your energy improves, your skin looks healthier, your organs function better, and your risk of age-related conditions diminishes. DNA protection is not just a molecular concept, it is a foundation of sustained youthfulness. Through the foods you choose, you can help your body safeguard its most precious blueprint, and with it, your vitality for years to come. Your immune system is often described as the body's defense force, but when it comes to aging, it plays a far more intricate and powerful role than simply fighting infections. In fact, the immune system is one of the most important regulators of how fast or slow you age. When it is balanced, responsive, and well-nourished, it helps maintain vitality by controlling inflammation, clearing damaged cells, repairing tissues, and orchestrating healing. But when it becomes unbalanced, especially when low-grade chronic inflammation takes hold, the aging process accelerates. This slow burn within the body, sometimes called inflammaging, is linked to fatigue, cognitive decline, joint stiffness, muscle loss, skin aging, and increased risk of chronic disease. Food, remarkably, has the power to influence this immune balance every single day. The immune system is constantly monitoring your internal environment, scanning for threats, and deciding whether to activate, calm down, or repair. Its decisions are influenced by molecular signals, many of which come from food. Every meal introduces compounds that can either soothe the immune system or irritate it. Anti-inflammatory foods rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, fiber, minerals, and bioactive plant molecules help regulate immune responses so that the system stays calm when it's supposed to, and mobilizes quickly when it needs to. In contrast, highly processed foods, refined sugars, and trans fats create an internal landscape that keeps the immune system on high alert, promoting aging. One of the most direct ways food affects immunity is through inflammation. Chronic inflammation occurs when the immune system remains partially activated for long periods, even without a real threat. It may start as a tiny spark, but over the years it wears down tissues, injures blood vessels, accelerates oxidation, and disrupts normal cellular repair. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as fatty fish, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds, help calm this fire by shifting immune cells toward anti-inflammatory pathways. Herbs and spices like turmeric, ginger, rosemary, and cloves contain compounds that naturally interrupt inflammatory signaling, helping bring the immune system back into balance. Fruits and vegetables rich in vitamins C and E, along with polyphenols from berries, tea, and olive oil, act as antioxidants that reduce stress on immune cells, helping them function with clarity instead of chaos. Food also influences the immune system through the regulation of immune cell production and activity. Some foods help promote a healthy turnover of immune cells, including the clearance of old, dysfunctional cells that no longer respond effectively. When the body accumulates these senescent cells, damaged cells that refuse to die, they release inflammatory molecules that accelerate aging across multiple organs. Certain foods can support the removal of these cells and promote the growth of new, efficient immune cells. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, and Brussels sprouts contain sulforaphane, a compound known to activate cellular detoxification and support immune renewal. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, and sauerkraut introduce beneficial bacteria that interact directly with immune cells, encouraging healthy immune regulation. Much of the immune system actually lives in the gut, and this is where the connection between food and immunity becomes even more powerful. When your gut microbiome is healthy, it produces metabolites that help train immune cells, reduce inflammation, and support tolerance. The ability of the immune system to stay calm in the presence of harmless stimuli. A healthy microbiome also strengthens the gut barrier, keeping unwanted substances from leaking into the bloodstream and triggering immune overreactions. When you eat fiber-rich foods, whole plants, and prebiotics, you nourish the microbes that help maintain immune balance. This means that by feeding the right bacteria, you help your immune system behave in a more youthful, intelligent way. Another important aspect is how food affects oxidative stress, a process that places enormous burden on immune cells. When oxidative stress rises, immune cells become less precise and more prone to overreacting. Foods rich in antioxidants, such as berries, leafy greens, tomatoes, nuts, and seeds, help neutralize oxidative molecules before they damage immune tissues. This reduces unnecessary immune activation and preserves youthful function. Healthy fats, particularly those from olive oil and avocados, also support the cell membrane of immune cells, helping them communicate effectively and respond in a balanced manner. Even hydration and minerals contribute to immune youthfulness. Electrolytes, including magnesium and potassium, found in foods like bananas, avocados, beans, and leafy greens, support the biochemical reactions required for optimal immune performance. When immune cells receive steady nourishment, they can distinguish between real threat and harmless signals, preventing the chronic misfires that age the body prematurely. The most empowering part of this story is how much influence you have. The immune system is dynamic. It can shift quickly based on the signals it receives. This means that the foods you choose today can begin reshaping your immune response almost immediately. When you eat foods that reduce inflammation, support the microbiome, nourish immune cells, and stabilize oxidative stress, you create an internal environment where the immune system is strong, clear, and youthful. A calm, balanced immune system promotes smoother skin, more stable energy, greater mental clarity, stronger muscles, and improved resilience. It protects you not only from illness, but from the accelerated wear and tear that aging can bring. Through your daily food choices, you have the power to guide your immune system toward a state that supports longevity, vitality, a system not overwhelmed by constant stress, but operating with the harmony, precision, and vitality of youth.